Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're getting ready for your AI Practitioner certification. You know that one of the biggest things you'll need to get a handle on is choosing the right AWS foundation model. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you do that so you can walk into that exam and into your real-world projects feeling competent.
Okay, let's be real. When you first log into something like Amazon Bedrock and see all the models available, it can feel like you're staring at a giant maze. It's a lot, but trust me, there's a clear, logical way to think about it. And by the time we're done here, you'll basically have a map to find the perfect model for whatever you're trying to do.
All right, first things first. We need a framework. You can think of it like a toolkit that you can use to evaluate any foundation model you run into, whether it's on a project or, a tricky question on your certification exam.
So let's open up that toolkit. This checklist right here, this is your essential guide. We're going to walk through the 7 key questions you have to ask yourself before you commit to any model.
So here are our big 7. You've got the obvious ones, right? Performance and cost. But honestly, the really interesting stuff, the nuance, comes from the others, like context window. That's all about how much information the model can see at one time. Latency is how fast you get an answer back. And yeah, you even have to think about stuff like licensing and multimodality. Can the model handle pictures and sound, or is it just text? All right, that's enough theory. Let's put this checklist to work. We're going to take 4 of the most popular and, frankly, different models you'll find on AWS and see how they stack up against each other in the real world. This table gives us a fantastic at-a-glance look. Right away, you can see Stable Diffusion is kind of in its own category because it's all about generating images. But look at the other 3, Titan, Llama 2, and Claude. They look similar at first, but there's one row here that just screams out a massive difference between them, and that's the context window. And here's what that difference actually looks like. I mean, we are not talking about a small little step up here. This is a massive, massive leap. For some really complex jobs, this one single factor can be the entire reason you choose one model over another. So Anthropic's Claude has this incredible 200,000 token context window. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that means you could feed it an entire book, like The Whole Great Gatsby, and then start asking it super detailed questions about the plot. This is an absolute game changer if you're analyzing huge code bases or, say, complex legal documents. Now, let's compare that to Amazon Titan's Text Express model. It's got an 8,000 token window. Now, yeah, that's a lot smaller, but it's still incredibly capable. It's perfectly suited for the vast majority of common business tasks, things like writing content, summarizing articles, and classifying text. But here's the trade-off, and it's a big one. It's cost. As you can see pretty clearly from this chart, that giant context window you get with Claude, well, it comes at a higher price. Amazon Titan, on the other hand, is way more cost-effective for every 1,000 tokens you process. And that makes it the go-to choice when your budget is a major factor. Okay, so we've seen the comparisons and the trade-offs. So for your AWS certification exam, which one of these models should you really be paying attention to? Well, the source material gives us a pretty big hint. The thinking here is just simple, powerful logic. When you're studying for an AWS exam, you should probably expect to be tested on AWS's own native, high-performing foundation model. It just makes sense. So let's just be absolutely crystal clear about this. If you are going to spend extra time doing a deep dive on one model family to get ready for your certification, make it Amazon Titan. And here is exactly why Titan is so important for the exam. It's not just that it's AWS's own model, it's a high performer and it's multimodal. It can handle both text and images, which is a key concept they want you to know. And this is crucial. It can be customized with your own data. You will definitely be tested on that. And it's all easy to get to through a single API on Bedrock. These are the kinds of practical features that exam questions are made of. So really, what this all boils down to is a balancing act. There is no single best model that wins at everything. The real skill, and frankly what the exam is testing you on, is knowing how to find the right model for your specific mix of what you need to do, how well it needs to work, and how much you can spend. This is it. This is the core trade-off you will always be making. On one side of the scale, you have top-tier performance and these huge context windows. On the other side, you've got cost-effectiveness and getting results that are good enough. The strategic question is always, where on this spectrum does my project need to land? And you've got to remember, this whole field is moving at lightning speed. What's a major difference between these models today might just be a standard feature tomorrow. They're all getting better and more similar over time. And that's why your single best tool is just good old-fashioned hands-on experimentation. Get in the console, try out your prompts, and see for yourself which model actually delivers for your use case. So we'll leave you with this final thought. As you're prepping for that exam or starting your next AI project, always start by asking yourself this one question. What's the most important thing for me right now? Is it cost? Is it performance? Or is it context size? Your answer to that question is the first and honestly the most important step to choosing the right foundation model.